All right, welcome back to another video. Today we're just talking a lot about some podcasts we've been listening to, some some avenues and theories of implementation. Actually, not theories; they're more practice of how to push property deals past this stage. Once we get to it, past the stage of early adopters, because that's really what it is. A lot of what property deals is. So basically, one of the podcasts I was listening to was the founder of LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, as you know, it's huge, but it didn't always start that way. It started out as a couple people, actually, like 100 people in the beginning. And it was just like documents and PDFs for like resumes. And it was hard to find the value in there because the value came with thousands, millions of users, so you can find professionals in any kind of niche, I guess you could say. So you want to talk about what you were saying again? All right. While he's writing down his diary.
Your diary. Yeah, I had my period.
Oh yay! It's the first time. Yeah, go ahead.
So what I was talking about is, I got this from one of the YC guys.
YC Combinator.
Yeah, Y Combinator, big tech VC thing. But that is the two types of organic growth that you can have, or non-paid growth rather. At the beginning, it's okay to do certain paid things, like what we're doing, like incentivizing people to like just try it for like beta users, but to actually like, once you get the company running, or to actually get it running, if you're under 50% organic acquisition, you're cooked, and ideally you're at like 80%. Because you have the wins of, it's a race to the bottom of your competitors on Google and Meta, basically. That's what happens. But what we were thinking of how this applies to us is, so there's two ways. You can create something that is like viral. So like Wordle, when you get in two, that's kind of tough when you send it to all your friends like, yo, look at me, I'm a genius, I just got the Wordle.
Magnificent is the word they use.
Yeah.
One is genius.
Yeah, I got genius. I like these screenshot all my tweets that I've been sending. Like, one is, you can do something that is like, you gain social status from the achievement of it. And so that's one way to do it. For us, maybe that'll be like when the ideal closes, we'll make like a special page and like confetti and shit, like post to your story. So I'm thinking like something like that. But what's more applicable to us is the network effect. So he gave an example of the guy that was recording this started this bank, like this digital bank in the UK, and it's like super easy to share money. You can have like group pools for like vacations and stuff. So he would give the example that a group of like 6 or 7 friends, and he's British, so he'd like go on holiday to like Greece or something, and like 2 or 3 of them would have it. But by that end, everybody would have it because it's more useful when everybody has it. That is how we're gonna win, because this is significantly more useful. So if we can have sellers, they're like, oh, let me get my contractor because it's just easier. I can have me quote for properties. Let me get my buyers, because we're gonna send out like the emails that Facebook posts with the property deals branding, and it's gonna take them to the property deals site, and they're gonna tell their friends because it's so useful for them. So, and then the buyers will tell other buyers, the contractors will tell other contractors, but then the sellers are gonna tell other sellers, buyers, and contractors. So it really stems from sellers, but it's still a network effect.
Kind of.
En masse.
This relates exactly what we were talking about today. You called me after what? My meeting was on? I think something.
No, this was after our PBC meeting.
After PBC meeting. So you called me. We're like, are we a transaction-based business or an information-based business?
No. Are we a marketplace or fundamentals or information?
So.
Or community.
Well,
I didn't say that, but you brought that up, which is smart.
So, I don't actually explain where you got those because I've never heard like that type of distinction.
YC pod.
Okay. So basically, they had a distinction of 2 types of.
It was not 2 for the record.
Okay.
Like there were multiple. Those were just the ones that I thought applied to us.
Okay.
Really, they talk about. I got what it really was is they talk about the difficulties that marketplaces face starting out because it's such a network effect.
Okay.
So I figured, do we need to really focus on being a good marketplace? Because if that is the fundamental core of the business and we don't focus on it, we're cooked. And so if that's the case, that's fine. We just have to be good
So it was figuring out whether we're a marketplace or an info place or something else entirely. And after like talking for a few minutes, something like clicked where we realized the marketplace is only a marketplace because the deals that are being brought by the sellers who are putting the deals on the platform to connect with other people to find buyers, which will eventually lead with this whole cycle that we can go on and on forever explaining about buyers buying deals, getting reps or contractors or whatever you want to call them. So in the end, we realize it's really a community and a connections-based platform where the goal is to bring everyone together, and instead of being an exclusive private where only the people you know can make deals with, not that it's intentionally like that right now, it's just the fact that there's no way to really connect everybody through this web style platform. And
that are serious professional embedded, because there are Facebook groups, but just to interject, sorry, there's like 8 of them for the Southeast Milwaukee off market, and so you're between all these groups. Half the time someone's trying to like sell you weed. Half the time it's like you get recommended a post. I just got recommended a post in my top post in my feed was a February 20th post about an off market deal. It's April 15th.
did it have the address on there too?
That one did, fortunately, because it was a good post, but most of them don't. It'll just be like, look, sorry, go ahead while I whip this up, but
Yeah. So
it'll be something abysmal. Actually, not. It'll be something like this. Attention cash buyers, I have 312 looking to, like what? People are transacting millions of dollars a day on garbage
go show it. Yeah,
like
yeah.
this. If your name is on here, don't sue us.
Show them how many screenshots.
Yeah, there's a bunch. Let me it'll be like a comments. Where's the one, the weed one, or this one? Dude, like, look at his pharmaceutical business.
Yeah.
I thought it out loud. I'm using that shit in the pitch.
Yeah, pharmaceutical business. So basically, we realized that it's a community-driven platform. However, the way we can provide value immediately is through getting deals on the platform, and the deals are kind of like the blood of the business, because the deals means that there's wholesalers and sellers on the platform, which means buyers want to be on the platform, which means sellers have more of a reason to be there, and real estate professionals or contractors or whatever, that means they know deals are getting transacted, so they want to be on the platform.
And a lot of them struggle with lead flow. Contractors are not tech savvy. Like our contractor guy was hitting me up yesterday. He's like, "You have any work for me?" I was like, "Sorry, bro."
Yeah. There's a reason why social media marketing agencies always target contractors. They're behind on technology. They're behind on.
Which just mean an adaptability issue for a lot of it.
Yes. But when we're not selling what a social media marketer sells.
No, I know, but it
Yeah.
would be.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless, it's going to be an adaptability.
We're gonna have a problem with adoption. If you're
That is the problem.
Yeah.
Everything, but especially
If-
that.
if you're a visionary or an early adopter, drop your number or email down below, or if you want to text 414-403-9077, shoot a text. Text me early adopter and your name, and we'll get you on this list of first adopters, because
No charge, just want feedback.
yeah, honestly, it's to help us create a better system for you if you're in the real estate space. If you're not in the real estate space and you're like a developer or something, also hit us up. We definitely would want help right now. Using a game-changing software right now, but we're gonna keep that under wraps.
You're going to keep the fuck out of that.
Yeah. I've shared it with a couple people, but yeah. You guys will learn about this probably in a few months or a year or two, and it's going to change the entire game of software. But it's our competitive edge right now to help us with speed. Other than that, back to the main point. PropertyDeals is a community and connection-oriented platform, and the way we can bring that to reality right now is by getting as many wholesalers or off-market deals sellers on the platform. And the way we do that is by providing unlimited, I guess you could say, maybe not unlimited, I mean it is unlimited value to them, where we give them a presence, we give them professionalism, and we give them
Organization,
like,
tracking, data.
I don't want to say this, I don't want to say that's a CRM or anything of any sort, but it accomplishes what a CRM can accomplish on the acquisition side, which already exists, on the disposition side, but it's not a CRM. It's a way to help you get organized, but also connect with buyers, real estate professionals, and make it so that you don't have to be answering 10,000 questions to 10,000 buyers about the same deal over and over. Now 10,000 is exaggeration. But
I still have something.
yeah.
How are they gonna? Is it gonna be overwhelming for like the psychological association of too many elements
Wholesaler?
for anybody, but say for wholesalers?
For wholesaler?
This is where I have to organize it, and then I also list it and I talk to people. Like, is that too much?
100%. But it's too much when you say it like that.
Yeah.
I think if it's given as why did this close? Oh, okay. If it's given to them, I don't want to say like bite-sized chunks, but as like one thing that, because all right, think about it. What do they actually
talk
do?
about the core that they need to like think of it like this, and then it just has these cool things. Now, eventually, it's all right. This is where I just go for. I just like put a thing on it. This is my whole thing. But right now, it needs to be. This is where I go for this. These are cooler things that I might use right now.
Okay, so explain it with actually what you're saying. Like,
Yeah, I don't know what we should do that.
when we're talking wholesalers, it's a place to list your deals and send out your deals.
Okay, so it's the property listing page. It's a muscle more, I think.
Profile page, listing page,
No, not profile page. Listing page more important than profile page.
because it builds your credibility.
Yeah, they
You're saying for them?
Yeah, for them.
Okay, then just the listing page,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah, and then the dashboard of like tools,
Dashboard,
and then the
which is
chat.
where you upload, where you track. Like it shouldn't be feeling overwhelming. It should
No,
feel
yeah.
like stress relieving.
Yeah.
Because oh my god, I was like, it's like so
I
when
don't have to copy and paste my messages and all that shit.
when we were doing when we had our cold callers the first time around or the second time around, the Egyptians, we had to basically all the deals that came in or all the calls that came in, we would put them on Google Tasks. And if you've ever used Google Tasks, please run away from it because it just makes all the stress was around the scheduling and not around the actual calls, and that just distracted us from the calls and didn't let us perform as well as we could. I don't know if that's the right word. Perform.
No, that's fuck it. Yeah, we had performance anxiety.
Yeah, we had performance anxiety. We had ED when it came to calls, and the reason was because we were like looking at all the things we had to do, and it was like 35 cold calls that were like warm-ish leads that we need to call, and all of them, it's like we need to call them as fast as possible, but there's like this many, and then we need to figure out what time and day we're gonna do this and this and this. When we got Todoist, shameless plug for Todoist, if you don't have a place to keep you on track, and whether it's your personal life or business life, we should get paid for this. Download Todoist. That's Todoist. Give us money, Todoist. But anyways, when we went from Google Task to Todoist, or an actual platform that organizes it for you, the stress like ceased, and our efficiency, our focus, everything was way better. And that was because we didn't have to worry about all this nonsensical stuff that didn't matter and didn't actually provide value to the business. It just took away value. So right now, how the industry is, the disposition process is what? It's either like a Google Sheets or just a bunch of Facebook messages that, you have to remember to reply to, get notifications to reply to 10 different buyers about the same property in 10 different messages, versus a place where it's all encompassing. You upload your deal, all the information is there. You don't have to worry about the usual questions of what's the address, how many beds, how many baths, what are you asking for, what's the rent, or just
basically what happens is people post like a paragraph of information or nothing at all, and either way they're gonna get the same DM, which is more info please, or they're gonna get a bunch of comments, more info please, and you have to copy and paste at best, or if you're not smart, you're gonna type it out every time exactly the information it's not professional because someone has to like read it through a DM. Half the time they don't even respond, and if they do respond, it's like a week later, and then you run into all sorts of communication issues. And so really what ends up happening is people just have to like call buyers and that sort of thing, and it's just a nightmare, and it's extremely inefficient, unprofessional, and I think the concentration of buyers that actually use Facebook as like a platform to find deals is much lower than it should be because of the amount of scammers and the unprofessionalism. Like buyers would love to go to a spot where there's just deals, and they're like, all right, this is great. This is where the deal market is like now in my city.
The money in the industry is there. The deals are hard to find.
Exactly.
That's the whole reason wholesalers exist.
Yeah.
So when you can bring wholesalers or buyers to wholesalers, it makes their jobs that much easier and allows them to do more of their job, which is find more deals, which helps everybody around win, except for hedge funds.
Why didn't you get the lenders in there and stuff? That's great. There's a lot of lenders.
All right. If you found this helpful whatsoever, drop a like, leave a comment if you want to be part of this early adoption phase. If you didn't like this video and you think Jack's hat looks weird, drop a hate comment.
What do you think this stands for?
North.
It does.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys soon. Peace.